Hello everyone and welcome to our today's IELTS speaking video lesson. My name is Zulayho Ashurova and today we're going to learn how to improve your spoken English and increase your band score, increase your confidence and achieve a higher IELTS band score. Many students are afraid of speaking English because they think they must sound perfect. But in reality, IELTS is not looking for perfection. IELTS is looking for communication, confidence, fluency, and your ability to express ideas naturally. In this lesson, I will guide you through practical strategies for IELTS speaking part 1, part 2, and also part 3. I will also share useful techniques that can help you sound more natural and fluent in English. So let's begin our journey toward confident English speaking together. So guys, before we begin, let's look at our today's agenda. By the end of this lesson, you will understand the structure of the IELTS speaking exam, learn how the examiner evaluate your answers, and discover practical methods to improve fluency, vocabulary, pronunciation, and confidence. We will also discuss shadowing techniques, daily speaking routines, and useful online resources that can help you practice independently. And remember, improving speaking skills is not about studying harder, it is about practicing smarter and speaking consistently. Okay, now let's continue. IELTS speaking overview. Now let's understand the structure of the IELTS speaking exam. The speaking test usually lasts between 11 to 15 or 14 minutes, and it divides into three parts. Part 1 focus on personal questions about your hometown, hobbies, studies, or daily life. Part 2 is a cold cue card section where you speak for about 2 minutes on one topic. And part 3 is a deeper discussion where you express opinions, compare ideas, and explain complex thoughts. Many students think speaking is hardest part of IELTS, but actually it can become more easier section if you practice regularly and understand the exam strategy. How examiners score you? One of the biggest mistakes students make is focusing only on grammar. In fact, IELTS examiner evaluate four equally important criteria: fluency, coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range, accuracy, and pronunciation. This means you do not need perfect grammar to get a high score. If you can speak clearly, organize your ideas well, use natural vocabulary, and communicate confidently, you can achieve an excellent band score. So please remember, communication is always more important than memorization. Top mistakes students make. Let's now discuss some common mistakes students make during the speaking exam. First, many students memorize answers from the internet. Examiner can recognize memorized speech immediately and it sounds unnatural. So, second, students often give very short answers. For example, if the examiner asks, "Do you enjoy reading?" and you answer, "Yes, I do," the conversation stops there. Instead, develop your answers, give reasons, examples, and personal experiences. Another common mistake is speaking too quickly because of nervousness. Remember, calm and clear speech sound more confident than fast speech. Now, let's talk about part 1 strategy. In part 1, your goal is to sound more natural and comfortable. Think of it as a friendly conversation, not as interrogation. The examiner wants you to hear your ability to communicate naturally in English. A good answer usually contains 2 to 4 sentences. Start with the direct answers, then add a reasons or examples. For instance, if the examiner asks, "Do you like cooking?" you can say, "Yes, I really enjoy cooking because it helps me relax after a busy day. I especially enjoy trying traditional Uzbek dishes with my family. Notice how the answer sounds personal, detailed, and natural. So remember these strategies. Give two to four sentence answers, add reasons and examples, sound natural and personal, use linking phrases, avoid one word answers. So, my dear friends, to sound more fluent, you should learn natural linking phrases, expressions such as to be honest, personally speaking, or one reason is that. Help your speech sound smoother and more organized. However, do not overuse them. The key is balance and natural communication. Remember, fluency is not speaking fast. Fluency means speaking smoothly, confidently, and clearly. So you should remember these phrases. To be honest, personally speaking, I'd say that one reason is that. For example, you also can add more phrases if you want. Now let's move to part 2, which many students find stressful. In this section, you receive a topic card and 1 minute to prepare your ideas. During that 1 minute, do not write full sentences. Instead, write only keywords. Your task is to tell a story naturally. Imagine you're talking to a friend. A strong answer usually includes what happened, where it happened, who was involved, how you felt, and why experiences was important to you. Students who speak emotionally and naturally usually sound more fluent and confident. So remember, my dear friends, again, one more time, I'm going to repeat, use the 1 minute preparation wisely. Write keywords only. Tell a story naturally. Use all bullet points. Speak for 1.5 to 2 minutes. Now let's talk about a useful strategy for part 2. Part 2 is always following a simple structure. First, introduce the topic briefly, then explain the background. After that, add important details and personal feelings. Finally, finish with a conclusion or reflection. So one more time, let's revise. Introduction, background story, main details, feelings, opinions, and conclusion. So now, my dear friends, let's continue. Part 3 is the most advanced section because the examiner wants to hear your critical thinking skills. Here your answers should be longer and more analytical. For example, instead of simply saying technology is useful, explain how technology influences education, communication, or modern lifestyles. So you should practice expressing opinions, comparing ideas, discussing advantages and also disadvantages, and giving examples from real life. But do not panic. If the question feels difficult, the examiner is not testing your knowledge. They are just testing your communication. So let's continue. One more time, I'm going to revise. For discussion questions, give longer analytical answers, explain opinions clearly, compare ideas and situations, use examples and hypotheticals. Stay calm during follow up questions. So, my dear friends, that's all for today. I hope this lesson was both practical, useful, and also productive. See you all next time. Bye for now.